What is up, scent heads, smell beast, and frag freaks? It's your boy. My name is Mega Dave, and today I'm just a man. You're just a woman. And this is my top 10 Dua fragrances for Valentine's Day. That's coming up next. And this is Eau So Fraiche. Yo, what is good, Fresh fam? For everybody returning, I want to say thank you so much for being a freshie. It really means a lot. And if this is your first time here, welcome. As I said before, my name's Mega Dave, and this is my channel, Eau So Fraiche, and I do reviews on fragrances that I absolutely love. And I hope that you love them too. If you do, give me 2 huge fresh thumbs up. That lets me know that you enjoy the content. Also, think about subscribing and hit me decent right there in the old bell and give it a good little poke. That lets you know I'm uploading new content. Who knows, it could be your favorite fragrance that I review next. Today, we got a top 10 list. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Time to hug our sweeties, and we all want to eat sweets and smell sweet for our loved ones. Smell like a snack. Get lucky. Who knows what happens? Make a baby. It's cold outside. So I got a top 10 list. 5 female, 5 male. Let's get right into it. And as always, for my criteria, there is a ton of fragrances. Obviously, there's over 400 fragrances from Dua. You can choose whatever you want. If you go on a daytime date, obviously some of these won't work, but I'm trying to stick to what I find typically as a sexy fragrance. A little bit sweeter, a little bit darker, a little bit more intimate, maybe not as powerful or projecting. You kind of sometimes want to come a little close and feel that little sensual sex bubble around it. So these are particularly going to be either for women a little bit more gourmandy, for men a little bit more sensual and a little bit more come hither type of fragrance. So that's what we're going to get into. And as always, women come first on my channel. So let's go. All right. But before we get into it, I'm going to do 2 honorable mentions because I thought that they needed to be in here. It's kind of hard not to put them in. I almost did a top 12, but I'm going to do 2 honorable mentions. The first being OG from the house called Intimacy. Now, as I said, this one isn't inspired from anything, but it is very, very good. It was close to getting in the top 10 list for men. Both could wear it, I think. This is a unisex fragrance. It is a little tobacco-y, so some women may be put off from it, so men for sure could wear it. But with the name Intimacy, it's love. This is a boozy fragrance. It is fantastic. It's spicy. It's got some sweetness to it. The tobacco note is to die for. His OGs always kill it, in my opinion. His originals are some of the best in the game. The power is out of this world, as with most Duas. This thing just didn't make my top 10 by a smidge. I have some in there that are tried and true. I've wore 1 million times, and obviously this one has been worn a lot too, but I just couldn't sneak it in. But I had to mention it because I think it's a fantastic fragrance. Intimacy. All right, and then another honorable mention that kind of got put to the wayside. It was either this one or another one, and I just couldn't put this one over that one, but this one is a beauty as well. Gerard's one of his favorite as well. Rosa Poseidon. This is a hybrid of Mancera's Roses Vanille and Crude Aventus. They added the ambroxan crystals, the ISO-E, the steroids, if you will, to make the pineapple kind of project. This is fruity. It's fantastic. It has this Turkish delight, like fruit bowl-y candy type of thing going on. And then it dries down to sweet, has some good little spicy notes to it. It's creamy, has a lot of power to it as well. Almost made the list as well, but that's why it's here in the honorable mention. I couldn't put it over the other type of Poseidon that was in there, but still nonetheless, a fantastic fragrance, one that is way, way too slept on. Rosa Poseidon. All right, now getting into the actual top 5 that we have here for the ladies. Coming in number 5 is a big surprise for a lot of people. A lot of this may be towards the top for some people. This one, because we have so many good ones, and at least to me, this one is the number 5 spot, but it still did make it. Crater. I know, stunting a little bit with the 100 mLs. The bottle is beautiful, by the way, but Crater, Mason Francis Kurkdjian's Grand Soir. Fantastic, simple, but simply sexy fragrance. It's an amber fragrance with vanilla. Labdanum's in here. That's all that's really in here. There's probably different types of vanilla, but it's sweet, it's warm, it's sexy. It is an absolute killer. It smells fantastic on ladies. Men can wear it as well. I do, but I think even better on women. beautiful, sexy. This bottle though, thing is beautiful, but it is an absolute killer. It's going to bring the man close to you. He wants to smell that sexy fragrance. Like I said, this thing doesn't project for 400 hours, but the bubble on it is nice. It sits really, really good to the skin. When you come close, you just want to nuzzle up to it. It smells super, super sexy, especially on a woman. Number 5, Crater. All right, coming in number 4, another amber fragrance. This one, again, a close toss-up. I wanted to put the mother of this one in the spot, but I kind of think this one's a little bit better, has a little cherry note added to it. With that being said, this one, kind of a newer fragrance. Amberlicious Cherry. Now, this is based off of Hermes Ambre Nagui, however you say it, and Tom Ford Lost Cherry. So Amberlicious could have been on the list. If you like that and you don't like the cherry, replace it with that one. It's so popular. Most people know what it is. It's a beautiful amber scent. We actually have back-to-back amber scents. Those two could probably go into a little battle, see which one are better. Amberlicious may take the cake, obviously. It took the place of it, at least in the spot category, but this adds that boozy cherry note to that sexy, super nice, warm dry down of that amber that's in Amberlicious. So you get some booze notes, you get a good sweet amount to the cherry, which already had a little bit of sweetness to it, but just that little notch above to make it a little snack type. It's the beautiful, beautiful little baby to Amberlicious. So like I said, if you don't like the cherry note, just get regular Amberlicious. Both of them are super sexy. Kind of hard to find the regular Amberlicious sometimes. Not sure if it's sold out, but this one here, beautiful substitute. Bring it to me any day. Perfect for Valentine's Day. I think it's great. Amberlicious Cherry. All right, coming in number 3. It's going to sound like a broken record over here with this fragrance. I almost didn't put it in the list because it's just used in so many lists. It's kind of hard not to put it there because of how sexy it is, but I'm still going to put it there because of how sexy it is, okay? It is a hybrid machine. It's been used about 50,000 times already in Dua. It's just so beautiful, but for good reason. Drowning in Vanilla. Yeah, I know. You're probably tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it, but I'm never tired of smelling it. This is Nishane Ani. A little bit better, I think. So a lot of people think it's crazy to think that Dua could do an original better. This one has a little bit brighter of a citrus in the front, so it makes it a little bit more playful, a little bit more bright to me, but the dry down, almost identical in both of them. Kind of hard to distinguish between, but it is a fantastic fragrance. It's used in tons of hybrids because of how good that it is. It is so snack material. It's just delicious. You want to drink the bottle. I've said it 1,000 times. If you listen to my channel, watched it, you know. This one makes ladies' list. Men can wear it. I wear it. I love it. It's a fantastic vanilla fragrance. So yummy. Just want to nuzzle your face right in it. Put it right here and just motorboat. But just all jokes aside, this thing is an absolute stunner. But it's not my number 1, but it's fantastic. Drowning in Vanilla. All right. Coming up number 2. Almost, it was a fight between number 1 and number 2. This one, so good. I've talked about it a whole bunch on my channel. I wear it. I love it better on a woman. This one, Beauteous Delight. This is Christian Dior's Fève Délicieuse, and this is so delicious. This is super, I call it snack attack. This thing is beautiful. It has like this slight cherry note to it. It's a little bit floral. It has this caramel note to it, this lavender. It's just all around just beautiful, gorgeous scent. Men can pull it off, but I do think it excels when a woman puts this on her skin. It's just so beautiful. I just want to bite the neck, just like you see on the bottle. And you just want to bite it until you break the skin and cause some blood to leak out, whatever. That's a little abstract, but it's just a beautiful fragrance. I go crazy when I smell it. I think most men will too. So ladies, if you want something that will drive a man nuts, Beauteous Delight won't fail. All right. My number 1 for ladies is my number 1 fragrance overall in the entire house of Dua. I think when he made this fragrance, it is an absolute killer. I recommend it to every single lady that asks me what is the best fragrance from Dua, and it is this one, and it is not an inspiration. This one, my lady. It was one of the first ladies fragrances that I've actually made specifically for ladies because I loved this original creation so much. Mahsam made this with the help of his beautiful wife as well. They both kind of went back and forth. He would let her smell it. She said, put this and that. So essentially she made this. So again, thank you for making this fragrance. It is an absolute machine of a sexy fragrance. It starts out as a fruity, floral type of fragrance, goes creamy, sexy, has so many notes. It changes so many times. So what it smells like in the beginning is nothing like it smells like in the end. And I love a fragrance that takes you on a journey. This one can take you from dinner all the way down to the bedroom and back around again, and you'll enjoy every single minute of it. This one is just so, so good for the ladies. My lady. All right, man. We let our ladies come. Now it's our turn to go. Kind of took that in the wrong kind of way, but all right, that's my top 5 for the ladies for Valentine's. Now, men, let's get into it. Number 5 spot, it's an older in the house, but it is so sexy to me. Again, there is so many that I could have put in this list, especially me. I have a ton that I love to wear, but this one, when I'm looking through my shelves, like seeing what's in there, what is the best for Valentine's Day, you know, and I try to think of date, even though we're going to be going out, masks, we may be spread apart from our partners, whatever, 6 foot social, like even if you're in the house, you want to smell fantastic. This one is just so sexy. It's been in my lists for a long time for a very good reason. It was in my top 10 forever, and there's 400 plus fragrances. This one, still here. PLUMLICIOUS. This, I can't speak about this enough. It's been around for so long, but I still bring it up into conversation. It's not forgotten, not with me. This is Tom Ford's Plum Japonaise. Boozy plum. It's deep, it's dark, it's rich, it's sweet, it's sexy, it's seductive, it's everything wrapped in one. It's oriental. It just has this mysterious vibe to it. It does have actually some good power to it, actually, and it has great longevity. But also, when they come a little closer, and they put their head on your shoulder, this thing just excels. It is so good. It has this nighttime seduction to it that kind of is unrivaled with a lot of other fragrances. The ones above this all have fantastic characteristic. This does this oriental, deep, dark type of fragrance the best. PLUMLICIOUS, still fantastic in 2021. All right. Number 4, seems like we're doing like some way back attacks because these fragrances have been here for a long time. A lot of new ones have came out, a lot of hybrids, tribrids, quadbrids, all this. This was one of the originals that really took my breath away. It's one of the first Duas that I actually reviewed. Still one of my favorites to this day. 44 Shades of Poseidon. This Le Labo Vanille 44. Aventus, but done a little bit differently. This is bright, sweet, it's sexy, has this fantastic fruitiness all throughout it, but then it has this incensey, completely different dry down. So again, I love journeys. I love taking a ride on a fragrance. I like things to take a ride with me. But this just starts out, like I said, very fresh and fruity, and then just changes completely into this super seductive, smoky, without being like an ashtray type of smoky vanilla to it. That is just so, so sexy to me. I love wearing this, like if I'm even in the house by myself, turn the lights down low, put on a nice cup of cocoa and just drink it and smell that in the air. It's just fantastic. I think it is absolutely incredible fragrance. One that to this day, I still cannot get enough of. I want to smell it again. It is that good. It probably should have been a little bit higher, but there's some fragrances that are better, especially to the majority of people. But this one here still drives me goo goo gaga, makes me go crazy. 44 Shades of Poseidon. All right. My number 3 fragrance, again, one that's been around forever, still to this day is in my top 10. It is beautiful. This is Mike Heiser's Baby. It is a fantastic date night, sexy type of fragrance. Aphrodisiac. This thing here, Initio Psychedelic Love, is just, it just is. It's sexy. Yeah, it's a floral fragrance. I know some men are not confident enough to wear it because it is very, very floral, especially for a man's fragrance. But it is sexy. It's deep. It just does a lot of things that I think you need for a Valentine's nighttime, Netflix and chill type of fragrance. This does. Yeah, it's floral, but it also is creamy. It's warm, has a little touch of spice to it. The fruity floralness also just thrown around in it. Lasts a very, very long time on your skin, on your clothes, just gonna smell fantastic. When you peel a layer off, this thing is just gonna be underneath. Surprise, you're getting a little bit more of it. It's just so beautiful. And you can tell that a lot of people like it. This one, especially, if you're gonna macerate something, I know it's a big mystery, but let this thing sit. It gets better and better with time. This is a newer bottle because I've went through a couple of these because it is beautiful, but let it sit a little bit and then you're gonna really experience it. If you're not a fan of florals, this may be a little bit challenging in the beginning, but as you get a more distinguished nose, this thing just becomes beautiful. It is not girly floral, if you will, but a woman could still pull this off. But I think this thing, absolutely incredible. One of my favorites, Aphrodisiac. All right, getting into number 2, one that I had, again, some trouble. Number 1 and number 2 was a little tussle for a minute, but then I thought in my head, I'm like, there's no way that this beats it, even though it is so, so good. This one here, been around for a minute, got the newer bottle now, show off a little bit. Tux. Again, 100 ml. This one, I was just talking to my boy Matt, and he's like the absolute king of Tux. He loves it. And I was just telling him, we have so many. You go back and smell and you're like, I remember that I used to love this, but because I've tried so many, you kind of lose your signature, if you will, or the scent that you remember. And I went back smelling this and I'm like, there's no way that this doesn't go in the top 10. It's fantastic. This is the epitome of a man's rose fragrance. Again, this one isn't like a challenging type of rose. It is done perfect. This is a classy king's fragrance. I know Aventus is considered the king. I think Tux is Yves Saint Laurent's tuxedo, is an actual king's fragrance. It smells expensive. It smells royalty. It smells just classy gentleman, James Bond type of stuff. Like, that's what I get from this. Beautiful on dates, beautiful to go to meetings. If you're sitting in the house with your boo thing or laid up on the couch, put this on straight out of the shower. You're going to kill it. Okay. She's going to love it. She's going to want to smell it. The power is incredible in this thing as well. So all around, one of the best date night fragrances that you can get. Tux. All right. My number 1 date night fragrance is no shocker. You know me. You know what I think is the best date night fragrance. It just always will be. It's going to, if something ever dethrones this as the number 1, it would have to be an absolute monster, not just in performance. It has to be the total package, what I think this is. If you guys know me from my original, I told you what I used to spray back in the day on the pillows. This is that, took to another level. This one here, Midnight Rendezvous at Casino Royale. This is damn near Mega Dave's scent. It's just so, I almost fell down just smelling it again. I don't overstate this as being so good just because I'm saying it is. People, like, it's always sold out for a reason, not just because of hype, because it is sexy. This is Yves Saint Laurent's La Nuit de l'Homme based off of the vintage version, and then take Mason Francis Kirkjohn's Baccarat Rouge 540 X-Straight, put those two together, and you get what I believe to be the perfect date night fragrance. It's sweet, it's sexy, it's spicy, it's long lasting. It's almost like if you don't like this fragrance, like something's probably wrong with you. I know a couple people say cardamom can give them a headache, and I feel extremely sad for them deep down into my heart. But this thing is the most beautiful fragrance. I just think for a man on your skin to go out with a lady and you want to impress, this one will do it. You're not going to put this on and a woman is going to say that she dislikes it. It's just not going to happen. It's physical and impossibility. It's science.
I'm a man who discovered the wheel and built the Eiffel Tower out of metal and brawn. That's what kind of man I am. You're just a woman with a small brain. With a brain a third the size of us. It's science.
Okay. But in all reality, this thing, if you want something that's going to impress, this one's going to do it. It's a perfect hybrid, I think. And to top off this top 10 fragrance from Valentine's Day, I think this is day one. This is the one that you need in your list for Valentine's Day. Midnight Rendezvous at Casino Royale. All right. That's my list, baby. I think I did a good job. Again, everything is subjective to me. You may have a favorite. If you do, let me know down in the comments. What is your favorite date night fragrance, Valentine's fragrance, nighttime, sexy time fragrance? I would love to know. Give me your top 5. Top 10 ladies, put your top 5. Men, put your top 5. I'd love to know. Put them down in the comments. But as always, I love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Continue to be blessed. Stay fresh.
We got these shorties on the floor.